Tonight on CTV News at 6. Challenging conditions.
And a very difficult area to access because of where it was at, and road access was nowhere near.
A snowmobile rider died after going through the ice near Latchford. Deadly crash. One person was killed after a pedestrian vehicle collision in Timmins. And residents will have to dig deeper.
This is not the year for new spending.
Taxes are going up in Sault Ste. Marie.
CTV News at 6 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. A group of animal lovers in Thessalon say they were recently tipped off about a serious case of animal neglect, and they're devastated at what they witnessed. All of the animals from homes in Little Rapids and Sault Ste. Marie have now been rescued. CTV's Corey Nordstrom reports. And this story contains details that some viewers may find disturbing. CTV News has withheld some images due to their graphic nature.
It's a new life for Mini Horse Toad and Great Pyrenees Love. The two, along with 4 cats, were recently rescued by Colleen Coulter and daughter Lacey Ewell from a residence in Little Rapids.
It's nice to see them in their own element where they can be happy and not like abandoned or anything like that.
The animals are among 7 horses, 5 dogs, 11 cats, 5 foxes, 3 chickens, 1 rabbit, and 1 goose that were all rescued by a group in late November with permission from the property owner. The group that now goes by the North Shore Animal Rescue also visited a Sault Ste. Marie property owned by the same person. They found exotic birds, a bald eagle, and a wolf that they say were all malnourished. Some of those animals also died.
It was more than just some animals that had not been fed. It was severe neglect. Animals were starving, no food and water in sight. The conditions were horrendous for any animal to be living in.
They say what was most horrific was the discovery of hundreds of dead and decomposed animals. The group believes the animals they rescued wouldn't be alive today without intervention.
We found on the second day we were there, we found freezers full of deceased animals, containers full of deceased animals, outbuildings full of deceased animals.
Ontario's Ministry of Natural Resources enforces punishment for harming wild animals. A spokesperson told CTV News the ministry is aware of the situation and is working with the appropriate agencies to determine next steps. Ontario's Animal Welfare Services is overseen by the Ministry of the Solicitor General. Their officials have confirmed to our reporters that an investigation into this matter is taking place, although they would not provide details. Members of the North Shore Animal Rescue say they want to see justice for these animals.
If it was humans, it would be a huge case, so animals should be no different. I would like them to never be able to own animals again, and just for it to be known that they have to live with this every day.
Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Thessalon.
In other news, a fatal collision involving a pedestrian closed a portion of Highway 655 in Timmins overnight. Police say a 79-year-old pedestrian was taken to hospital where they later died. The highway was closed between Ross Avenue and La Forêt Road through the night as emergency crews and investigators were on scene. The road reopened around 4:30 this morning. Anyone with information about the collision is asked to contact police or Crime Stoppers. A warning from fire officials and provincial police that people need to make sure ice is safe before venturing out onto lakes and other bodies of water. This message comes following the death of a snowmobiler in Latchford yesterday. CTV's Eric Tashner with that story.
Emergency responders are urging people to always put safety above recreation after a snowmobiler drowned Monday afternoon on Bay Lake in Latchford.
You could have potentially, 7 inches of good ice in one area, and just meters away, you could potentially have 2 inches of ice because of underwater currents.
Police emergency responders from the Latchford Fire Department, the Timiskaming Shores Fire Department's Ice Water Rescue Team, and Orange Air rushed out to the lake to find 3 snowmobilers. 2 machines broke through weak ice and their riders were trapped in the water.
And a very difficult area to access because of where it was at, and road access was nowhere near.
Rescuers had to get on their own snowmobiles to reach the trapped riders.
By doing so, they're risking their own lives.
Despite their best life-saving efforts, one rider died in hospital. The second was treated with non-life-threatening injuries.
It's a terrible situation when something happens like this that nobody needs to see again.
Emergency responders are urging people to always check ice thickness before going out, tell someone where you're going, have a charged phone, and wear warm winter clothes, and have a life jacket or ice-floating snowmobile suit. While no ice is considered safe, for anyone stepping out on a frozen lake, remember the color of the ice can indicate its strength.
If it's blue, looks like an iceberg, that's what you're looking for. That's great ice. White ice can be okay, but it's not the best. And the stuff you're trying to avoid is the kind of dull gray-looking ice, which is usually just slush.
If you fall through, fire officials say the most important things to do are not panic, breathe, kick, and pull as hard as you can towards the surface. Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
No one was injured, but a family of 4 have lost their home following a fire last night in Haileybury. Fire crews in Timmins Shores got the call just before 7:30 Monday night and were on scene within 3 minutes. Crews found a 2-story house on Cecil Street fully involved. Fire officials tell CTV News the house is gone. The flames proved to be difficult given the building's age. More than $100,000 in illicit drugs and cash was seized in Espanola after a month-long investigation that started this fall. OPP say their investigation resulted in a search warrant for a home on Bois Street where 3 people were arrested and a stash of drugs were seized. Cocaine, crystal meth, and fentanyl were found, along with almost $17,000 in cash. 3 people from Espanola now face a slew of drug and trafficking-related charges. The Ontario Chamber of Commerce released a report today calling on the provincial and federal governments to sharpen their critical mineral strategy. CTV's Amanda Hicks has reaction from Sudbury.
We stack up very well in Ontario in terms of our potential, right? But potential is not performance.
Mining 2030, Unearthing Ontario's Potential argues that while there is increased political interest in unlocking Ontario's critical mineral potential, more needs to be done.
It shows that while Ontario's got strong leadership and world-class geology and wonderful mining companies that have built great businesses here that are benefiting workers and communities, investors still face too much risk.
Created by the Ontario Chamber of Commerce's new Mining Policy Council, the report gathered input from northern representatives, recognizing the region's importance as the nation's primary source for critical minerals.
Some of the conversation we've had is around specifically labor market, but the bigger picture. So housing, healthcare, access to services, everything from recreation to community to, it's great. We get people up. How do we keep them?
The report recommends strengthening Indigenous partnerships with tax-eligible community costs and consultation clarity, use a one-stop shop process for all permits, offer a new tax credit for exploration, take steps to reduce electricity rates for industry and automatically increase the Northern energy discount with inflation, and start a long-term strategy to invest in essential things like roads, housing, and recruitment. Ontario's Minister of Mines says he believes the report is an indication the province is on the right track.
Well, the Ontario Chamber validates our plan to build mines faster and to really lead the world when it comes to responsible resource development. As the Chamber report notes, we have initiated a 50% reduction in permit timelines. This is a huge achievement for the North, for workers, for families, and for ethical resources.
Lecce stated his government will continue to work with the Chamber, but offer no commitment to adopting any of the recommendations. Amanda Hicks, CTV News, Sudbury.
Some weather alerts to tell you about right now. Heavy snow is falling, and to tell you more, let's bring in CTV's Rick Wyman.
Tony, good news. Squalls are over Wawa area, Sault Ste. Marie, as you can see. And of course, now we're stuck with some of this squall activity, Greater Sudbury, North Bay as well. and for Parry Sound, but that will change for tomorrow. Systems map issued by Environment Canada. The system is moving out. We'll have some better weather, some colder weather overnight, better weather for tomorrow, the next couple of days, maybe the chance of flurries, but not to the extent that we experienced earlier today. We'll take a look at some of the current temperatures. Wind chill conditions are still in effect, but nothing like last night. And also a little bit later on, the 7-day forecast. Tony, back to you.
Thanks so much for that, Rick. They are going up. Still to come on CTV News at 6. How much more will taxpayers in the Soo have to pay in 2026? And we get an update on the repairs to the arena in Elliot Lake.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Despite City Council's efforts to reduce the levy, taxes are going up 3.87% in Sault Ste. Marie next year. City Council passed its 2026 budget last night. It was the 3.82% external levy plus the budget from local boards like Police Services and Public Health that led to the overall tax increase. Over the course of the meeting, Council worked to reduce the city's preliminary municipal levy down to a 0% increase. Council voted on about a dozen motions to help keep spending down. The mayor says that ensured the budgets for roads or construction wouldn't be altered.
That is an area where we are severely underfunded, and reducing any road or construction budget is a reduction in what I would say are critical municipal services, and I can't support it and don't support it and hope you won't support it either.
This is not the year for new spending. Next year, I think economic conditions will more than likely be a lot better than they are this year, and that is the time for those additional conversations. I just don't think it's this year.
Mayor Matthew Shoemaker started the meeting off speaking about the recent news of layoffs at Algoma Steel and reassured the community work is underway to help and keep the economic impact minimal. Workers at Algoma Steel will have access to the Power Action Centre December 15th. The centre is hosted by the United Steelworkers Union, the Canadian Skills Training and Employment Coalition, and is funded by the province. It will give workers laid off from Algoma Steel access to job search assistance, short-term training, and other related supports. A peer-driven drop-in location will open at 68 Dennis Street. An exact date for that location's opening will be announced in the coming days. North Bay City Council is exploring an expanded agreement with the Department of National Defence to help clean up the soil at the airport. If approved, the Department of Defence would pay 97% of the cost, while the city's share would be around $4 million. The money would support the removal of PFAS from the soil around the Jack Garland Airport. You can get details of this proposal on our website, CTV News Northern Ontario.ca. There is optimism in Elliot Lake when it comes to reopening the municipal arena by next September, but the work schedule could be tight. City Council got the latest update on the project during last night's council meeting. The facility has been closed since September 2023 due to major structural issues that are costing $23 million to repair and upgrade the building. The project manager told City Council he's still hopeful for partial occupancy by next September to allow user groups back on the ice. He says there are delays with exterior wall framing, which could make for a tight work schedule this spring.
They have to redo them. Everything was ripped out, so now they have to rebuild them, and they're a little behind on that, a couple of weeks or more. And once that's done, then everybody can get inside, all the contractors, and they can start doing all the interior work. Once it's done from the plans, it's going to be a state-of-the-art arena.
Meanwhile, City Council also got an update on the repairs to the municipal pool. The facility closed last July after an acid leak in the mechanical room. Replacement parts are on order, and no timeline was given for when the pool might reopen. Updates on both facilities will be on the December 22nd Council agenda. Tempers flared at Queen's Park today as the Skills Development Fund's latest controversy was front and center More tonight on Keel Digital Solutions and the reaction to funding it received. From CTV, Siobhan Morris.
The day after the OPP anti-rackets branch launched an investigation of a company that's received tens of millions of dollars in taxpayer money.
What is wrong with you?
What kind of shop are you running, Premier?
Tempers flared in question period. The government maneuvering around some specifics.
We will not be commenting any further because it's before the OPP at this time.
The investigation centers around Keel Digital Solutions. They'd been getting funding from the Ministry of Colleges and Universities for years for student mental health supports. In 2023, the government says a routine audit flagged irregularities. That prompted a forensic audit.
A system that identifies the need for an audit is a system that works, a system that then, within 24 hours of receiving that, makes the appropriate referrals, is a system that works.
In the middle of all that auditing, Keel got millions in skills development cash, something the Premier defends.
We cut off the funding as soon as you get the results. You don't cut it off until you get the results. You don't presume someone's guilty right away.
The investigation has renewed pressure on David Piccini, who was spotted ringside with Keel's director the same year that company was audited. Later, as Minister of Labour, he's admitted to digging Keel's low-scoring skill development funding out from the bottom of the pile.
At the time, Speaker, we had no results of any audit, Speaker.
The opposition says it defies belief Piccini didn't know red flags had been raised.
And if that's the case, that one arm of government doesn't know what another is doing, well, they should fix that.
Asked if Piccini will still be Minister of Labour when MPPs come back from winter break, the Premier had this to say.
Yes.
Keel Digital Solutions has denied wrongdoing. They plan to cooperate with the OPP and say they look forward to a government apology when the investigation is finished. At Queen's Park, Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
Back now for a check on your current conditions. Once again, here's a wreck.
See, Tony, what happens when you go to a Leafs game? You get outed. You get spotted. Someone's got a camera going out there. Forecast radar, let's take a look at the system that's moving out of northeastern Ontario. Lots of snow across the northeast for today, including 10 to 20 centimeters in Greater Sudbury. It's going to be better for tomorrow. Right now, let's check out some of the current conditions across northeastern Ontario. Moose-a-Dee, some precipitation -13, Cochrane -7, Timmins, some light precipitation -5, and Kapuskasing -6. All these temperatures with the wind chill in effect, a lot better than last night. Chapleau -7, Wawa -8, and the Sioux -8. The squalls are gone there. Also, Parry Sound, home to the squalls this hour, -12 with snow going on. North Bay -14, Timiskaming Shores -12, and Kirkland Lake -11. Sudbury Nickel Belt -8, some cloudy skies. Espanola, cloud cover -8. Elliot Lake, clouds -11, and Gore Bay -8. Some light precipitation as well. Tony, we'll check out the 7-day forecast and a lot more coming up in just a couple of minutes. Back to you.
Thanks so much for that, Rick. Tough on crime next on CTV News at 6. The Liberal government is updating Canada's criminal code. What changes are coming? And Air Transat cancels more flights because of a labor dispute with its pilots. A new crime bill has been tabled with goals of stopping violence against women and child exploitation. CTV's Abigail Beeman has the details.
That happened on Mother's Day 2003.
A survivor of attempted intimate partner femicide, Nneka McGregor feels lucky she didn't end up a statistic. In 2024, 187 women in Canada were killed violently.
I've spent the last 2+ decades advocating for a lot of the changes that have been proposed today.
McGregor says the Liberals' new legislation goes a long way to end gender-based violence, especially the move to make femicide classified as first-degree murder and a new criminal offense for certain types of coercive and controlling behaviors to help stop abuse before it's too late.
We have an opportunity to better protect kids who are at risk of exploitation and to address very real concerns about violence against women, including violence that could be fatal.
If passed, C-16 will restore a dozen mandatory minimum penalties previously found unconstitutional, but also give courts some discretion to order shorter sentences to address the problem of potential charter infringement. The bill also makes it illegal to distribute deepfakes without someone's consent.
unless you do XYZ, then I'm going to share that with your family. I am going to post it to all of your friends. And, you know, children are rightfully terrified.
This cybersecurity expert says the bill closes a critical loophole and legislation is long overdue.
The delay in introducing this law has had a profound effect on kids.
There is some overlap from the beleaguered Trudeau-era online harms bill, namely the requirement for internet service providers to notify police about any child porn. But the Justice Minister says this isn't a copy and paste. He hopes to have the support of all parties to pass this bill. It's not yet clear if he will. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
An update from Air Transat. With no agreement in place, the airline says it's going ahead with the cancellation of a second wave of flights today as the clock ticks down to a strike deadline early tomorrow morning. Passengers are scrambling to find out if they need to make other plans, and there's growing frustration at Toronto's Pearson Airport.
But it's a lot of wrong information. It's everything. It's so crazy yesterday, and at what time you come here, nobody, everything is closed. Nobody to help us. It's so crazy.
2 days before, we were supposed to come back from Punta Cana Wednesday afternoon, and they put us yesterday afternoon. And we went to Punta Cana and everything, and on the plane we have a delay, everything, and they were told many things that was not right.
The union representing 750 pilots at the airline issued strike notice over the weekend. That means the pilots could be off the job by tomorrow morning if there's no deal. The airline says negotiations are continuing intensively after improved offers were made last night. The offer we are hearing from the airline is a 59% salary increase over 5 years, but doesn't seem that is enough.
Until you actually get a cancellation notice, don't do anything other than planning. Have ideas for Plan B.
Air Transat says it is offering passengers flexibility. Those booked to fly from now until December 12th can cancel for a credit valid for 12 months. But once a passenger cancels their own flight, the airline could legally be off the hook for any other potential compensation. Now the latest on the battle for control of Warner Brothers. U.S. President Donald Trump facing questions over whether his son-in-law, Jared Kushner's involvement in the Paramount bid would influence his decision.
I've never spoken to him, but he's really trying to work on Gaza. I think Gaza's his primary thing is Gaza.
On Monday, Paramount launched a hostile takeover bid for Warner Brothers Discovery. Some analysts suggest Paramount's bid could be more favorably received by Trump than the bid from Netflix, because Trump is more closely aligned to Paramount Skydance chair and CEO David Ellison. In the meantime, U.S. President Donald Trump is threatening to impose new tariffs on Canada, this time on fertilizer.
A lot of it does come in from Canada, and so we'll end up putting very severe tariffs on that if we have to.
The United States is Canada's largest fertilizer market and accounts for well over half of all fertilizer exports. In 2017, annual exports range from $3.2 billion to $4.5 billion, with potash exports making up the lion's share of that total. And there's more news still ahead, but first, here's your full weather forecast with Rick.
Hey, Tony, some good news. Better weather in the forecast for at least tomorrow. We'll get some flurry activity across the Northeast, but according to the numerous reports that we had today about snowfall right across the Northeast, better weather to come. Here we go. Forecast radar system moving out, and some areas had 10 centimeters, 15, 20 centimeters of snow. That's all going to be leaving as of, well, overnight conditions as well. Colder overnight, but a lot better than getting snow. Flurries, a few centimeters, well, whatever's left in Greater Sudbury, Nickel Belt, -10. Sault Ste. Marie, chance of flurries. Timmins, chance of flurries. More of the same flurries in Timiskaming Shores, 2 to 4 centimeters in North Bay. And continuing with Moosonee, chance of flurries, Caphurst, Wawa, chance of flurries, Gore chance of flurries, and 5 to 10 centimeters. Parry Sound being plagued by squalls and flurries right now. 7-day forecast, here we go. Sudbury, Nickel Belt, chance of flurries tomorrow, -8. Thursday, some cloud cover. Friday, sunshine and -7. Saturday, chance of flurries, -9. -13 on Sunday. Some sun and cloud, and the cloud cover returns on Monday at -9. How about the Sioux? After, a lot of flurry and squall activity. Chance of flurries tomorrow, -6. Chance of flurries again Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The temperature's not all that bad at -5, -4, and -9. The clouds return on Monday at -6. Timmins, Cochrane Campus Casing, again, flurry activity for the next 5 days, -12, -10, -9, -13, and -15 degrees, -11. The clouds return on Monday, well below normal in some cases. Your normal at this time of the year is around -7, but these evening temperatures, -16, -17, and -19 over the course of the next couple of days. How about Temiskaming Shores and the KL, Kirkland Lake, light snow for tomorrow, 30% chance there, -8, -10, cloud cover Thursday. Friday, some sun and cloud, -8, chance of flurries Saturday and Sunday, -9, -14, and the clouds return Monday at -10. Then there's North Bay, West Nipissing. Light snow, 60% chance tomorrow, -6 your high. Cloud cover Thursday, Friday, sunny skies, -7. Chance of flurries Saturday, sun and clouds Sunday at -12 and -8. Come Monday with the clouds, your normal temperature this time of the year, hovering around -3. Let's have a look at the pick of the day. This is what you'll be doing this evening, using your snowblower, but Brenda Cirilla from 2 Blake Walford sent this pick in. They're actually getting a rink ready, which is great because it's been brutally cold the last couple of days. A little bit of snow, pull out the blower, get it ready, have fun, and go skating or play hockey. But again, thank you, Brenda. Stick around. Tony has more news after the break.
If you've ever planned an event at a restaurant for a wedding, anniversary, or corporate party, you know there's a lot of work involved. But a group that deals in restaurant technology says it's created a marketplace for private and group dining that's easy to use. CTV's Pat Foran has details.
Minami, Toronto is a popular Japanese restaurant in the entertainment district. It's known for many of its signature dishes and specializes in flame-seared sushi. It's a choice for smaller groups, but over the years it's come to host many larger events.
One thing that we've always noticed is it's really challenging for people to book events that are larger than simple reservations.
General Manager Nicholas Tian says in the past it could be challenging for anyone trying to plan a large gathering at a restaurant. But he says using the online reservation service OpenTable, it makes it easier for party planners and restaurants to make it happen.
We've done more weddings and corporate bookings and large-scale bookings than ever before since bringing on this platform.
It's really about making it easier for diners to discover and book those large party opportunities or spaces.
OpenTable is available across Canada and allows diners to compare private dining rooms, semi-private spaces, and large group tables. You can check pricing, menus, and some businesses allow instant booking. OpenTable says it's win-win for both diners and restaurants.
In the old days, you used to have to pick up the phone and search, ask and call multiple different restaurants before you'd find availability. Now it's as easy as a couple of clicks and you've found the spot that you'd like to go to.
The company says its research shows almost 70% of those asked would rather host a party at a restaurant than in their home, suggesting private dining is gaining momentum.
Last night we had 30 people in the lounge. The night before we had 25 in the lounge.
OpenTable says 60,000 restaurants worldwide take part in its platform, and they help fill almost 2 billion seats each year. Pat Foran, CTV News.
Over the summer, many Canadians benefited from the Canada Strong Pass, which reduced the cost of attraction and travel coast to coast. The passes are back for the holiday season, and a pair of Sudbury attractions will be on the list. Science North and Dynamic Earth will be offering free admission through the Canada Strong Pass for kids under the age of 18 starting December 15th. Young adults ages 18 to 24 will be able to visit the attractions for half price. The goal of the Holiday Canada Strong Pass is to continue to support travel within Canada. Science North and Dynamic Earth will be offering these prices until January 15th. Sudbury is preparing to host 2 national events next year, and today the organization received a boost from the Greater Sudbury Development Corporation. CTV's Lindsay Alick has more.
The check for $133,000 will allow Curl Sudbury to transform the Countryside Arena for the U21 Mixed Doubles and U20 Curling Championships.
We wanted to bring this event to an arena, and we know how wonderful Countryside Arena is for events for curling. So the 2-pad facility, we want to turn it into an 8-sheet curling facility, and the money from the Greater Sudbury Development Corporation will allow us to do that.
In 2023, Curl Sudbury hosted the Canadian Mixed Doubles Curling Championship and the CCAA Curling Canada Championships at the arena. And Irvine says organizers knew they didn't want too much time to pass before hosting another event.
It's an opportunity to train the volunteers in many different roles. There's lots of timing, there's lots of technical roles, and there's a lot of volunteerism that takes place in these events. And by us doing these events, we're able to look into the future of hosting some of the bigger events. We would love to host a national event, whether it's a Brier, a Scotties, a World Championship, and that we know by doing these events, when it comes our turn to do one of those big national events, we're going to be ready.
City officials say while it's hard to know the exact number of people that will be coming to town for the events, they say it will have a large impact and shows the importance of sports tourism.
This event will see an economic impact of $800 to $1 million over the course of the week-long event. They'll be taking in our accommodations, our retail, our food and beverage, and with that length of stay and younger families coming, they will be looking at our attractions and taking in outdoor events as well.
The U21 Mixed Doubles Championship runs from March 24th to the 27th, and U20 Curling Championships are March 28th to April 4th. Lindsay Alick, CTV News, Sudbury.
A significant moment for Indigenous and specifically Inuit groups today, as 62 items and artifacts have been repatriated from the Vatican. The centerpiece, a kayak at least 100 years old. CTV's Dylan Dyson joins us with more on this.
Dwayne and Daryl, do you want to do the honors?
A repatriation decades in the making.
You're looking at something that is a part of our history, but also Inuvialuit and Inuit across Inuit Nunagat still harvest in very similar ways.
This kayak, believed to be between 100 and 125 years old and taken by explorers from Canada's north, was being held by the Vatican.
I know Minister Melanie Joly and Prime Minister Trudeau both intervened directly with Pope Francis and with the highest levels of the Catholic Church, specifically on this item. That somehow morphed into a larger conversation that led to 61 other items being identified by the Catholic Church to be repatriated.
An essential piece of Inuit culture and life taken from a community without permission.
One of the explorers came to the region seeing the item, and this may be one of the ways that it was collected.
The items that were taken from us or taken from our grave sites or taken forcibly, those are of concern and consideration to us.
You can see beluga oil stains around the cockpit here.
The return of these items to Canadian soil, a crucial part of reconciliation with Canada's Indigenous peoples. And there's more symbolism with this repatriation. Canada's Minister of Sport, a former Olympic paddler who won gold in the kayak, recognizes his own achievement has been made possible by the innovation of the Inuit.
The repatriation is, it's part of the calls to action. It's part of the agreement that was made with respect to the apology that the Pope undertook, and it's a great day.
But the 62 repatriated artifacts will not be put on display, but rather returned in time to the communities they were taken from.
This is going to be a process that will take months, maybe perhaps years, to fully understand and attribute each of the items where it belongs.
We're ready to be the custodians of the items for as long as needed.
That story from Dylan Dyson is benefiting from all the snow still ahead on CTV News at 6. Mount Jamieson Resort in Timmins is ready to welcome skiers this weekend.
Clothing provided by Laura, Melanie Lynn.
It's Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol with a twist, and the scene is Sudbury in the 1800s. And to tell us more, Judy Strawn of the Sudbury Arts Council now joins us. Judy, always nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Tell us about this production.
Well, the production, really most of us think it was Charles Dickens who invented this story. But let me tell you, the original Scrooge, that miserable miser, was a Sudbury guy in the 1800s. And he had all of the same dreams, all of the same ghosts, all of the same happenings. But it's with a Sudbury twist because it's all here in the 1800s.
Okay, so 1800s, Sudbury. Are there obviously Sudbury references, Sudbury landmarks? Give our viewers a preview of that.
Okay, so this was the tricky part in putting it all together. Was in the middle 1800s or so, there weren't any of these streets named the way they are now. But the fellow who tells the story of meeting Dickens actually tells the story in the early 1900s and reflects back because he's the little kid who met Charles Dickens. So now he can say, oh, then we went to Falconbridge, then we went to Gatchel. So he can put all the names on things that we wouldn't have known in the 1800s.
The production is taking place when and where? It
is taking place at the Sheridan Auditorium, Sudbury Secondary School, 2 o'clock on December the 14th. That's this Sunday at 2 o'clock. Best show in the area.
And that date is coming up fast. What about the cast? How were you able to assemble this cast and crew?
Well, I like to get people from the media who know how to do things very quickly and very well. So we have a number of radio people involved from CBC, from Lulu. We have a number of people who are really seasoned at being good and fast. We also have people, maybe first-timers like a Jamie West, who is going to take a bit part. And so that's really exciting because Scrooge's nephew, originally called Fred, in this production he's called James Northwest. And so who else would you have but Jamie West, of course.
Judy, always nice to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Lovely to see you. Thank you.
Judy Strawn was our guest. And to get more information about A Christmas Carol, head to sudburyartscouncil.ca. Well, Mount Jamieson Resort in Timmins is all ready for skiers this weekend. Officials say the current accumulation, coupled with snowmaking efforts, will ensure a good base to withstand warmer temperatures come the spring. That story from CTV's Lydia Chubak.
Mount Jamieson Resort's general manager says he's been staring at the snow long enough this fall. It's time to make use of it. For the past 2 weeks, preparations have been ongoing to ensure the resort is ready to welcome alpine skiers this weekend.
Yeah, we've been making snow for about 2 weeks now. We'll go for another week and a half. We still need the base to survive the spring, so no matter what, we make snow. We're definitely on par with our opening day, but we're way ahead on natural snow, which makes our lives a lot easier. So just the whole process to make snow and get open has been a lot easier on our equipment and our staff this year.
The majority of the runs will be open, as will the bar and restaurant. By the 20th, the tube park is expected to be operating just in time for the holiday season, which is one of the resort's busiest times of year. Something else people can get excited about is a new trail map produced by a famous artist.
His name is Rad Smith, so anyone that knows James Hughes is a retired world-famous ski map artist who's done almost every resort in the world. So Rad is his longtime protege that has taken over his business.
Opening day is this Saturday, and the hope is skiers will be able to enjoy the resort until Easter. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
And Ontario's largest ski resort is now open. Blue Mountain near Collingwood officially opened its slopes to the public this morning. Resort officials say night skiing will begin on Thursday.
Entertainment brought to you by the Cinefest Red Carpet Patron Program.
It's been 30 years since their last tour, and next year they'll be making a triumphant return. Triumph will kick off their 50th anniversary tour April 22nd in Sault Ste. Marie. The tour will take them across Canada and the U.S. The Canadian Music Hall of Famers were celebrated earlier this year for their 50th anniversary with a tribute album featuring other rock legends from around the world. Tickets go on sale this Friday. Leonardo DiCaprio is celebrating this week with back-to-back compliments while music fans worry about new scams. David Daniel has those stories in tonight's Hollywood Report.
Scammers impersonating celebrities are increasingly targeting music fans. A study by the social media security company Spikers, reported by Billboard, says scammers go after Swifties with fake tickets and bogus merchandise, create clone accounts to target Sabrina Carpenter's fan base with fake meet and greet offers and pre-sale links, and Billie Eilish impersonators have run fake live streams and giveaways. The report says hackers posing as celebs made $5.3 billion this year with online scams.
This is the end of the line. Not for you.
Leonardo DiCaprio is having a great week. The same day he was nominated for a Golden Globe Award for One Battle After Another, Time named DiCaprio its 2025 Entertainer of the Year. He'll be profiled in the magazine's December 29th issue on newsstands December 19th.
London, make some noise!
He's like the national hero. He's like one of the biggest ambassadors for Nigeria.
WizKid Long Live Lagos looks at the rise of the Grammy-winning Nigerian singer-songwriter and how his success in the U.S. has made him a beacon of hope back home. The documentary debuts Thursday on HBO Max. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
One of the big tech companies is investing billions of dollars into Canadian AI development. BNN Bloomberg's Marella Fernandez has more.
Microsoft will invest $7.5 billion in Canada over the next 2 years to build out AI infrastructure. That means expanding data centers and upgrading the technology to handle advanced AI processing. Microsoft is also committing to keep Canadian data secure. The company says this is part of a $19 billion spend in Canada from 2023 to 2027. The U.S. president has now approved the sale of the H200 NVIDIA chip to China, but only to approved customers. The chip is a generation behind the company's more advanced Blackwell chips. Still, there's concern it'll give Beijing an edge in the AI race. And Washington will get a cut of NVIDIA sales to China. Canadian clothing company group Dynamite reported stellar earnings. Profit for its latest quarter came in at $81.5 million. That's more than twice what it was in the same period last year. The company owns Dynamite and garage stores that cater to teens and young women. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is up a fraction to 72.20. West Texas Intermediate crude is down to 58.33. Western Canadian Select is down over $1 to 45.40. And the TSX moved up 74 points today to close at 31,244. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marella Fernandez.
Here are the current prices for some key commodities we watch. Gold up $17.65, closing the day at $42.0929 US an ounce. Silver up $2.50 to end the day at $60.63. Copper slipped 4 cents to $5.23, and nickel down 4 cents, ending the day at $6.62 US a pound. And Rick is back now for one last look at your Wednesday weather.
Tony should have bought more gold today. It went up by over 17 bucks. Oh well, maybe tomorrow. Let's check out tomorrow's temperatures and conditions. -8 in Greater Sudbury, chance of flurries as well. Timmins -12, -6 chance of flurries in the Sioux. How about North Bay? Light snow tomorrow at 60% to -6. -2 in Parry Sound, 5 to 10 centimeters, and -8 in Temiskaming Shores. Chance of light snow. Tony.
Rick, and we have some lottery winners to tell you about right now. Joseph Lefebvre of Tunis, south of Cochrane, won the Poker Lotto all-in jackpot on November 1st. He pocketed more than $166,000. Joseph also won $5,000 more in the instant portion of his Poker Lotto. Well done. And saying yes to Encore paid off for Robin McDonald of Sault Ste. Marie. She matched the last 6 of 7 Encore numbers in the Lotto Max draw on November 18th and won $100,000. Robin plans to pay some bills, save for her retirement, and take a well-deserved vacation somewhere warm. And finally, since we had such a successful CTV Lions Children's Christmas Telethon, we wanted to share with you some of the great entertainment at Place des Arts. This is the choir from the Algonquin Road Public School. Thanks for watching. Good night.
What is a